Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match fallout show on the internet. We've just come back from Goodison Park where it was West Ham United 3, Everton 1. Happy hammers, man.
Yeah.
Happy hammers today.
Very, very happy. For the first time in a long time. Since you beat Everton last time.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, I guess so. It was, yeah. Well, that would have been our last win.
Yeah, that was it.
2 on a spin.
Yeah. The fact that we've gone 4-4 without a win and we've won, that makes it all the more sweeter, doesn't it?
Like, we won the league games, didn't we? We won against them.
Go through the...
starting changes again. I think this time, I must admit, I thought we got it bang on with these changes. Fabianski continuing in goal. Masuaku left. Zabaleta coming in. Well, Masuaku coming in on the left. Zabaleta going in on the right. Balbuena and Diop as the centre two. Noble, Obiang and Declan Rice as the midfield three, with Yarmolenko, Anderson and Anatovic as the attacking three.
It worked.
Yeah.
From the office.
I was really sort of like confused with the midfield because it just all looked the same to me. I mean, maybe it's my ways. I'm thinking to myself, too old as an attacker, but I couldn't see who the attacker was in that three. Do you know what I mean?
It looked more at the start. It looked like Noble.
Yeah, that's
sort
what
of playing
they.
at number 10.
That's what they had it on Sky. When I went back and watched it afterwards, like they had him as a number 10. I thought, but I thought it was Rice as a holding, and then Noble and
to me, it seemed more like Rice was in there to sit in front of the back four and to, work side to side. And Noble and Obiang were trying to be box to box. And the thing is, the width, Yarmolenko, I thought was absolutely outstanding, especially in that first half. And we've seen what he can do when he come on. The times he's come on the sub, but I thought he was brilliant. Brilliant. Linked up really well with Anatovic. What we need.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that midfield three, that was a good idea because midfield's been our weakest area. That seems to be where people just sort of been able to run through the midfield, and I think having them three together, it's really done wonders. Like,
I'll be honest, I thought Rice did a really good job on Sigurdsson, keeping an eye on him, trying to start his game.
Because Sigurdsson scored.
Yeah, up until then, but you know what I mean. I thought he'd done all right. Especially,
I'll be honest with you, I thought Rice was man of the match.
He was under a lot of pressure as well to perform
with the island stuff. Yeah.
Not really with that. Just the fact of to get his place back in the side.
Yeah.
And, it was a pressure game, and they stood up to it this time.
Yeah.
I thought we rode our luck in parts.
We didn't start too well, did we? We started a bit sloppy, for the first up to when we scored, really. Maybe the first 8 minutes.
I thought we was never out of the game. For the first 20, we done what we needed to do. Everton looked to come at us from the off, put the pressure on, and we just soaked it up and dealt with it, and then put the pressure on them. And
a lot of misplaced passes, though, weren't there? And we kept trying to sort of play the long pass, and it just completely missed the player.
It was a great performance, but it weren't a perfect performance. But the result stands.
I think that's what we sort of got settled into the game a bit more, and then we really looked in control.
I thought it was. It wasn't a perfect performance.
No.
But I thought Everton made it quite easy for us at times. Apart from when they scored, they really threatened. They had a couple of half chances. Tucson had a chance where he should have scored.
To be
probably.
honest, if that's a striker in form, he's got 2 in that game.
Yeah.
And that Nisa,
that
other one.
We need the bar.
Yeah. You look at who we got. We got Chelsea this week. You put them chances.
Maybe when I think about back to it, I mean, it's always difficult to when you're coming off of out of a game. It's always difficult to remember what you've just seen. Everyone's got the benefit of replays and seeing it 4 or 5 times. You know what I mean? That header was easily forgettable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When Tucson should have scored, but I don't know. Yeah, when I think back to it now, there was quite a few chances for it, but I never felt threatened. I always thought Fabianski had it under control.
I thought Guinea had a good game.
Another good game. Yeah, he did have another good game.
Commanded his box well.
He just gives me just full of confidence. Over the last few years, Adrian, I loved Adrian as a character. I loved him as a goalkeeper, but I never felt like every time the ball went back to him, I was always ready to go, oh my God, like, you know, he's gonna do something dodgy here.
Yeah.
And Hart was just Hart had 2 or 3 really good games for West Ham, but the rest of them, he was just an average goalkeeper. Like you could have stuck you in goal. Do you know what I mean? Like when I think back to some of the goals that he let in, like the one at Chelsea when it just bobbled across him in the line, and he just stood there watching it.
Everton away last season.
Everton away last season, yeah, a couple of them that just go through him and all that. I never felt confident, but when Fabianski's in goal, I've got a feeling, you know, so you got a chance of it being saved.
Yeah, he's so composed, didn't he? Like Fabianski.
Which, to be fair, probably when we signed him, I've done him a bit of disservice. He's proved that he is number one for us now.
He pulled off a really good save when he tipped it just over the bar.
Yeah,
and it looked like it was going in.
No, it was a Walcott cross, wasn't it?
Yeah, Walcott cross over the bar.
Yeah.
I said our goal, well worked, unselfish play by Natovic as well.
But the thing is, he's had a couple of them over the last few weeks where he's gone in that position and there's someone square to him. I think Arsenal was one and he shot. So maybe he's had to watch that back a few times and thought, and like Pellegrini said to him, look, there's always someone with you. Get your head up and have a look across rather than trying to take the shot on.
He said in an interview about it, he said like he was running down, he could hear Yarmolenko screaming at him, and he saw he was to his left and realised he's in a better position.
If you watch it back, watch the replay back, when you see it in slow motion, Harry, he must just see him out the corner of his eye because he doesn't look up. He just must see him out the corner of his eye.
He must have heard it.
But that's it, if he's heard him, he's like, all right, I know where he is, I'm focusing.
But it's unselfish play because still, even though he's heard him, he still could have took that chance off. But he didn't. He played it, and we go.
They linked up very well together.
Yeah,
really did.
Come at a good time as well because it's about 10 minutes in. They was a little bit on top in the first.
It was later than that, wasn't it?
Was it?
It was around the 10-minute mark.
15 minutes. It wasn't
no,
later
it was
than
earlier
that,
than 10. Yeah, it was about 10 something. Yeah, it was around 10. I know because I watched the highlights again today.
There you go then. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it was about 10-minute mark, but up to that 10 minutes, I thought Everton had the better. I don't think they threatened, but they had the better of the play. And like as I said to Ryan earlier, when we was just talking on the radio show, Everton are a team. If they get an early goal, you could be in for a bloody tonking up there. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, if they had got an early goal against us, the way our confidence has been and the way we performed, it would have been very, very.
It's not that the Everton crowd, like you know, when West Ham comes to town, they smell blood. You know what I mean? Like,
our record there's shocking.
Yeah,
I thought they were very quiet, the Everton fans, and there was spells where they can't do Everton.
Because obviously I watched it on the telly, and up until Everton scored, you would have thought we were at home because that's all you could hear.
The atmosphere there was just unreal for the West Ham fans, like start to finish, non-stop singing.
It's the modern fan, man. They've got to be entertained. You've got to entertain them. You've got to give them something to cheer about. Otherwise, they're not cheering you for nothing. Not like the old days when they used to, you know, when they used to cheer you on, and you know, get a performance out of you that way.
The away support is always different.
The support, yeah.
You know,
and no matter what, we'll sing, and cheer.
That's it. But for me, overall, I thought the performance is over the 90 minutes. That's the best performance I've seen us having Everton at Everton.
We looked a much more of a unit, didn't we? Like
I couldn't. The thing is with yesterday, and I said this on a few of the fan cams, I saw stamps of Pellegrini there. I saw like a lot pressured in you know, people putting pressure on defenders to play it out quickly. When it went into the midfield, someone was up their arse, so to speak, like straight away. There was a lot of times when, we had lapses of concentration when we lost the ball, like quite high up, our end.
But you're not going to control a game for 90 minutes.
No, you can't. No, for a team like us against Everton, like don't forget, we go on about we've spent 100 million. Everton have done that 2 years on a spin.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So they've got a decent side, you know what I mean? So they ain't like they're a bunch of mugs. I know they had a lot of players out yesterday, but you can only play what you've got to put in front of you. Yeah. And from some of the players that was playing yesterday, I mean, if you'd have put Tucson up against us last year, it would have ripped us to shreds.
Yeah. You know it was a massive boost for Charlton not being able to play.
Yeah, I think so.
That was a big boost. Yeah. But Walcott, as I said, Walcott's got a decent record against us. He started the season well.
Still got Tucson. He's still got Calvert-Lewin. Still got
Sigurdsson. He's also started well. I think he's been involved in 11 or 12 Everton goals.
Yeah, I think that's a potent enough attack for someone that's a team that's
down the bottom.
just down the bottom of the league and all that to do damage to us, and they just couldn't.
I thought Diop and Balbuena were brilliant.
They're forming a lovely little partnership. The only thing about Balbuena is his passing.
His passing is really poor.
He passes. He gives the ball away a lot.
He's great at blocking and intercepting, getting in front of the ball, but it's when
he's more your old-fashioned centre half, isn't he? He's there to win the ball, win the tackle type of thing. Yeah. He's not really there to play the ball from the back, but he can do it. He can play the ball, but Diop's more the man in my mind, But their goal, what was our second goal first before we get on to their goal?
It was the
Yarmolenko, the perler, right in the far corner.
It was when you look back, like Pickford's pass out. It was
terrible.
shocking.
But Noble done well, picked it up. That was it. I must admit, that was a foul. And that should have. The referee done the right thing playing the advantage, but he didn't put it back because that was a booking.
Yeah.
He didn't pull that back. He should have booked that guy. I'm not too sure who took him out, but he should have booked him for that. Because it was I'm sure it was a late tackle.
Well, I'm not going to complain.
No, of course not.
It's not.
No, that's it.
But Yarmolenko rolling it past a couple of players and
he went past a few, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went past a few and then Bosch could just curl it around Pickford. Pickford had no chance.
He's got that in his locker though. We seen it when he did again in Spurs, didn't he? For Dortmund.
People have been calling. I've seen people calling him an has-been. He ain't got it. I just think it's the fact he hasn't been fit.
He hasn't got it. He's clearly got it.
Well, that's it. But that's what people say.
You can't have it and then lose it.
Apparently, he hasn't been.
I say
fit.
That. You can lose it.
Yeah.
I found out why the Everton fans were saying he'd come back to Alton because apparently I think in the Europa League he cut him open like in the Europa League.
Yeah.
So he's clearly a quality player. I think Pellegrini was saying the thing is he just needs to get adapted to the Premier League like at the moment.
I think he's the one of the ones that have adapted the most.
I think he's adapted quicker than Anderson.
Yeah.
You've seen flashes of Anderson.
You've been getting a lot of comments.
I have been getting a lot of comments from where I was sitting. It didn't look like he had a great game. I'm going to say that straight up, honestly. And even a couple of people that was there with me said that he was. But
you're not saying he had a poor game.
I'm not saying he had a poor. I'm not saying he was piss poor or anything like that. But I was saying to Ryan, with him, I'm always comparing him to Pint.
You can't.
And I can't.
No,
but what I'm saying is, like, Pint was all action. Every time he got the ball, something was happening. Something went on. He was taking players on. He barely made a mistake. He barely put a foot wrong. He barely put a pass wrong. Right, and you can't compare him to that. But maybe I judge his games by the standard because of the amount of money he costs.
That is it.
Like,
you put
and
him
I
on
think to myself, like for 42 million quid, I expect him to be sort of running games, and I don't think he's running games. I stand by what I said. I don't think he, for the pedestal that I put him on, I don't think he had a great game.
You remember there was flashes of what he can do.
Yeah, second half especially but the thing is, Scott, right? When he started to look good, like against Arsenal, when there was no pressure on him. When there's no one pressing him, when
he
the game
played a more central role, didn't he?
Well, and that was the thing. He was getting space up the wings and things like yesterday. But it was like when Everton had to open up, like when people weren't surrounding him, when people were on him, like in a flash, he doesn't seem to want to know.
But to be fair to him, right? A lot of the time, because Masuaku is such an attacking-minded forward,
I know.
But
that's what I said to you yesterday. When we was in the car. I don't think he's getting the freedom that he probably wants.
I'll give you saying because
I'm saying he's not getting much space. But Anderson, if Pellegrini put in say a fullback that just defended, just stayed back, didn't cross the halfway line and that, he'd probably say to him, find space, find a bit of space, and he'd be more sort of like a floater.
You need to. He's more of a free.
Where I think because it's Masuaku behind him, I think he's being told you need to be a bit disciplined, stick to your position.
There was times he looked like the left back, and Masuaku.
Well, last week against Wolves, he was definitely like he was deeper than Cresswell, and like I said about Cresswell yesterday, I think Cresswell's done at West Ham. To be quite honest with you, because I don't think he's good at either. Like Masuaku ain't a great defender, but he's brilliant going forward. Cresswell. He's all right at defending and he's all right at attacking.
Forward, the worrying thing for me is like I can't remember a time Masuaku put a ball into the box. There was still times
still piss about with it, didn't they?
Yeah, there were still times also as well that the opportunity is there to put a ball in the box, and we've got no players in there. Again, there was times when you see that, and that is a little bit worrying. You know, you can't keep doing that. You need to put pressure on. You need to put players in the box, put pressure in that 6-yard box by putting the ball in there.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Even if that's the thing though, if you're in and around the box, even if you don't sort of win that initial header, you're putting pressure on for a corner or a goalkeeper fumble or a mistake by a defender who flicks it past. Like there just seems to be no pressure whatsoever. Like in the Wolves game as well. Like you know what I mean? They look around. I don't think some of these players can believe their luck when their ball goes in the box and he's delivered it, and they must be thinking, Jesus Christ, who's behind me? No one.
That Wolves game was ridiculous. I remember at one point in the first half in talks. So obviously I ain't seen you guys since then. Before then, and
they crossed the ball and they was running out.
Yeah. There was 6 Wolves defenders and not one West Ham player. And there was times yesterday when you had 3 or 4 Everton defenders in a box, and we're on the edge, and the ball's here waiting to be crossed in.
There's still a few more of them things that need to be ironed out.
And I think that again comes to the fact that we've not got a striker.
So someone mentioned in one of the comments of the videos yesterday, right, that we didn't really mention much about Obiang, who was actually really good yesterday.
He was really good yesterday. Obiang was great. I thought
he was poor against Wimbledon. He was so poor against Wimbledon. I think I was a bit like when I saw him.
He come off, didn't he?
Yeah, he come off, but he really stepped up, and I thought he was quality today.
Yeah, he was quality yesterday. He was quality.
The whole midfield played well.
No, that was it.
He got an assist, didn't he, Obiang?
Yeah.
He assisted Anatovic's goal. Third goal.
Yeah, he did.
Played him in. A nice little 1-2, and then beautiful little pass.
The encouraging thing yesterday was the link-up play between Yama and Arnie.
Yep.
The movement off the ball was a lot more prominent. You could see it. You could see people trying to get away from men.
Wolves game.
Yeah, I mean, compared to
a
lot of games that we played last season and the season before, probably. You know what I mean? But
Joe, one thing I'm happy we won yesterday was because of Moyes' comments before the game.
What did he say?
All the old, the grass isn't always greener and sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad we won just to keep him quiet for a little while longer.
I'll tell you another player I want to mention is Zabaleta, right? Because before the season, it was sort of a lot of fans sort of felt like, all right, we've got this new young player coming in. He's not really going to get much game time, Zaba. And I thought he had a really good game. He took the captain's armband.
The only thing I'll say about Zaba is like he's a wicked player to have, but he's got to commit. Do you know what I mean? Like, he ain't going to hold a player off because if they go past him, they've burnt him.
Yeah,
and he has to. The only way he can, you see it a couple of times yesterday. He has to commit to the tackle. He has to get the ball to be able to get the ball.
And that's when you need the centre half to be in the covering position, and sometimes we're not.
We're not. Yeah.
It's brilliant to see. Like, obviously, like he's passion for the professional and stuff at the end of the game, and he's like,
it's obviously
he
not
means
for the team,
a lot.
it's for football.
Zaba's a proper professional.
He's an old school player, like someone that
plays for the love of the game.
Yeah, he's a throwback.
Yeah,
he's a throwback. Yeah. But you can tell why people at Man City adored him. Yeah, like, you know what I mean. Like he's
definitely.
You know, if they would have given him another 10-year contract, they wouldn't have been.
They wouldn't have grumbled at all.
They wouldn't have grumbled at all. Yeah. So like, it's always nice to see someone like that. Like, and Fredericks, although he's a nice, young, fast right back, he's very inexperienced and he's been exposed a couple of times. So, like, Zabaleta coming in and all that, giving him a rest. And
but at least
I think Fredericks will get better when our centre-half pairing get better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, once the centre-half pairing's got used to it, you need pacey full-backs. And Masuaku and Fredericks are pacey full-backs. But when you've got a new centre-back pairing, getting used to each other, I think you need that bit of experience that Zaba brings. Over the pace and the enthusiasm that a youngster are bringing.
Yeah. So if we ain't got much time, should we quickly talk about the Perez situation? Like,
let's talk about their goal because I was a bit worried what Diop was doing, drifting into the midfield.
We've got about 5 minutes.
So that's it. I'm just saying that was worrying.
We've got to check us out. So
yeah, we've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes, but you know, that was a little worrying there, and. Again, we conceded just before half time.
The thing is, he went to from what I saw, he went to shut the ball.
Yeah, but that's a midfielder's job.
Yeah, and it's a midfielder's job. Yeah, I think he just got a little bit attracted to it. Like, you know what I mean? He thought he could win it. He thought he could nick it off of him. But where was Masuaku?
Yeah. Again, defensive threat with him.
Yeah, we should have had anyone just marking that geezer.
But
Anyone.
I'll tell you what though, that was a brilliant ball, and what an header that was.
Yeah, he fucking
That he caught that sweeter than I think I've ever seen an header catch before, because he sort of like bent his body round and all that, every bit of power on that header just to curl it past. In fact, that's a brilliant header, like from that position. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to jump like that and then try and flick it that way. But no, the way he jumped and met it, it was a brilliant header.
You did think,
and I think
just before,
that's it.
Oh no!
It's like the last kick of the half as well. Like I heard the cheer go up, and I thought, oh, here we go.
That's the third goal. Right? We've conceded in extra time.
Yeah, injury time.
Injury time. Yeah,
right. It's worrying. Concentration level is worrying. But for a team in the position, we're in, we didn't. You know, teams normally, when you're down on your luck and down the bottom like that, when you concede a goal that late in the first half, you normally come out the second half and you're really hesitant to go forward.
That's why I was worried, because I thought Everton were going to come out like all guns blazing. We was going to be on
the other way round. You know.
Well, no, look, Everton did come out.
Yeah, but we just.
The thing is,
we looked the better in the second half. I thought we totally.
I think that's the experience of Pellegrini, though. Yeah. He'd probably just say, like, because another manager might, like a Moisey or another guy, might say, try and shut up shop now. You know what I mean? They've got a goal back, try and shut up shop. Pellegrini was like, they're there to take it.
Yeah, just keep going.
You know what I mean? Like, you're exposing this, you're exposing that. Just keep on going, and you'll get another goal. But the thing is, we got the goal at the perfect time. Yeah. Because it was just as they were starting to get back on top again. It was just as the crowd were lifted and all that. They had a couple of like half chances in that half. And the crowd were giving it Everton, and then all of a sudden, bosh, up the other end, and that was
game over. Yeah,
that was game over. Yeah. I never, from that minute on, I thought that's it, game done now. Yeah, they're not coming back from this.
No, that's what you want, and that's what you get when Arnie, again, good
that's
goal.
What Arnautovic gives you.
Yeah, he gives you that threat the whole time.
But the thing is, with the Perez thing, we'll talk about the Perez thing.
Yeah.
It's a non-starter, really. The whole Perez thing, it's a load of nonsense. But they said, I was just talking on a radio show, Sky Sports, pretending they know what's going on.
Yeah, how would they know?
Right. All it is.
They've got a reporter by the side of it, and you see him shaking his head.
This is how I look at it, right? Perez is a striker. Yeah, that's what he signed for the club, striker. And Antovic gets injured, has to go off.
They're assuming he's coming on.
They put Antonio on in his place. Yeah. I understand why he's got the ump.
Yeah,
right?
But it's
because
not
that was meant to be. That was from what it was. He was meant to come on when Sanchez come on, but refused to warm up. That's bang out of order in refusing to warm up. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter whether you got the arse or not. You should play. But I get why he's got the arse. Because if you're a striker and they're putting a winger on, and a winger who's been poor in your place, you'd have the ump. But you don't refuse to play.
But in his respect, a couple of seasons ago, Antonio was playing striker, and he was playing very well. Yeah. And it was because he was warmed up and he wasn't, and he needed him on quickly. That was the only reason he got him on quickly, right?
There's no excuse not to.
You were calling for Antonio to come on before that even happened, because of his hold up.
Because of his hold up play.
Yeah, I'll never call for him to come on anymore, but still.
No,
I thought he was good when he come on.
No, because the thing is, Antonio, right? He's been shocking at times this season and last season, right? But he's honest. He'll give you work rate, like chasing down. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
right?
I disagree.
And like playing as a centre forward, he will hold up the ball.
He just had fitness issues for me, and I think that's
I think that's the thing. The thing is, he's had fitness issues, and he has looked a little bit disinterested at times.
He's looked disinterested I know since he got a new contract, since he got called up to England.
Yeah, but I know.
For me, from what I've seen of Perez, he was a waste of point signing because I think he's absolutely useless.
Yeah, he's 4 million,
and he showed that against Wimbledon.
Well, I think Antonio was the right substitution in that point because he's as similar a striker as Arnautovic as you can, and Arnautovic was working.
Yeah. I do agree with that.
And whatever you think about Antonio could score goals.
Of course
he scored dozens of goals for us over the last couple of seasons.
And I'm not defending Perez. I'm saying I understand why he's got the ump.
But if he was thinking about bringing him on, I'm more worried about that because
why would you take Arnautovic off?
Well, no, because it only had to come off.
Yeah,
but,
no. I'm saying if he was thinking about bringing Perez on,
but what I'm saying is, if he was thinking about bringing him on
after the
thingy, the light's gone off.
The light's gone off.
Yeah.
We'll just pursue with the light off.
All right,
wrap up.
Yeah, if you're thinking about like that substitution, Perez is lightweight. He's a get behind striker. We didn't need that at that time.
No, and I wouldn't get bringing Perez on at the time that they brought Sanchez on.
Yeah.
You know,
that's crazy.
I accept putting him on up front, but
I still think that's
we
a
didn't need
non-starter.
another forward.
I still think
So,
that's true.
But that's the thing, like I said, it's a non-starter. The point I wanted to make, it's a non-starter and it's bollocks. But the point I want to make, a lot of our fans
I don't know.
are quick.
I think there's stuff in him.
No, I don't think he's refused to come on, like they're saying.
No,
right?
no one spoke to him.
But that's
every time you went to the dugout, he's sitting there. No one's around him. He's sitting on his own.
Yeah, no, but I said, he could have had the. No one's saying he could have had the but to say like, all right, Perez, you're up, and he's going, no, I'm not playing. Like that's what the story is, and the problem I think
that's what it looks like from the telly, mate.
Yeah, but that's what. But you don't. If it looks like
that,
it doesn't mean it is that. But what I'm saying is, a lot of our fans, right, are so quick to believe any media story that comes out. If the media says,
do you know what? I've just done a radio show, and I said exactly the same thing, right? Twitter and Facebook and all that are the doldrums of this world,
of course they are,
right?
yeah.
Because I've said exactly the same thing on the radio show, right? So, but they're the doldrums of this world. The thing is, right? Social media, can be used for so much good, right?
Yeah.
And like 10, 15 years ago, before social media existed, like this is how far we've come in such a short space of time, right? If something was printed in the paper or read on the news, or said by Sky Sports, and all that, 75 to 80% of this country took it as gospel truth, right?
Yeah.
The thing that social media does so well, right, and this is what makes it confusing to me, the thing that social media does is you can dispel them stories like that in seconds, right? And I'll give an example, right? Wally Downs. There was a game we played against Crystal Palace a couple of years ago. They had their drum taken off of them. There was a big, massive fight in the Crystal Palace end because the stewards. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I remember it, and they blamed it on us.
Yeah, and at the time it was a time when we had a bit of trouble at the beginning. But the Crystal Palace fans had brought a big drum in. The stewards went down to take it off of them, and it ended up in a massive punch-up between Crystal Palace fans and stewards, right? And at the time we'd had a few trouble issues, etc., etc. Wally Down Jr.'s son, written the Sun, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That it was West Ham fans fighting because at the time we was an easy target.
Yep.
Everyone was reading about West Ham. Everyone was jumping about on the bandwagon. We had our names tarnished across the backs of the papers once again, right? Once again. And I went straight on social media and I see this story within about 30 seconds. I went, that's not true. That is not true.
No.
And we've got like a big platform, and I was like, that was Crystal Palace fans.
Yeah.
And I can prove it because we've got video footage of it.
Yeah.
Got video footage of it, uploaded it to Wally Downs. Within a minute or 2 minutes, that story was gone. The whole story. He spent a whole night writing that article to try and dupe people and lie because he doesn't know the truth.
Tarnish the club.
And tarnish the club's reputation.
The fans' reputation.
And fans' reputation, because we're the ones that get tarnished with it. We're the ones that get spat at and coins thrown at, when these people decide they want to make up lies because they need to sell an extra 10,000 papers tomorrow.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the paper that he writes for ain't exactly got the fucking best track record for telling the truth, have they? But that's what I'm saying. But within a minute, bosh, that was down. That was gone. And that is the good of social media, which makes it a lot more confusing that people are more aware and self-aware of the media making up these lies and making up these stories. And like with the usage of camera phones and for, you can record things on there now. Somebody could write a story and somebody could dispel it with a video or a picture in seconds. What I wanted to talk about very quickly, talking about media speculation, the ex-West Ham employee problem. And I'm not saying it's a problem.
No. It's what has been said.
It's been said that there's a problem, right? Now, I know X.
Yeah.
And I know what he looks like. I know his name. Or, I could invite him out. I could have a drink with him. We've all met, right? Do you I'm going to look because I'm not scared to because I know him and I've met him. I'm not scared to talk about the problems with it because if someone bought like he has on his radio show before, he's brought up this fan media problem.
Yeah.
And I've talked about the problem, like should it be governed? Should it be, should we give these people time? And I'm never one to shy away problem. I want you to be brutally honest and like take out that you know X and all that. And I like X, I like him a lot, and I like Dave and I like Kev. Is it a problem?
If the story was true,
it wasn't.
No.
Was it true?
No. Well, from what Pellegrini said, it wasn't. But if the story was true,
but
I can understand.
But regardless, is it a problem that we have leaks?
The fact that it's been highlighted,
okay,
right? Even if it's not true, the fact that it's been highlighted, right? Take out the Pellegrini factor whatsoever.
I'll tell you, if X was turning around and saying, "This is a starting lineup for Saturday's game on a Thursday," yeah, this is how it's all going to be. I've got my sources told me this is what it is.
Yeah,
right. I could understand players getting frustrated. The manager turning around and saying, "We've got to stop this."
Well, I'm saying that'd be diabolical. I think that would be.
He's not putting it out 3 or 4 days before, or 2 days before the team's
announced. He puts it a couple of hours before the club announced.
But right. And I'm just gonna fucking start chucking this shit in and playing devil's advocate, and like we've probably, risking the wrath of them, and whatever, I mean, I don't want to upset them, but these things got to be spoken about. They speak about what we do, and we speak about what we do. So we, if that's fair game, then this is fair game, yeah. Is it just, what's the word? Is it just in poor taste at times? Because I like it. Because I like to know, because I'm a nosy bastard, and obviously we've got like news sources. Like we don't ever, like you check through our media history. We don't, although X, tweet, and he's very reliable, and I would trust him with my life, with our reputation for the information that he does give. We don't say anything or react to anything until it's been publicly, it's public knowledge.
We've known things sometimes. And not
like, for instance, I knew Pint was leaving 8 weeks before he left. Yeah. I knew that there was a big, massive problem there. I knew that he was looking to leave the club. I never said it 8 weeks before because, I didn't want to panic people, and I didn't want to.
The Torre signing.
The what?
Torre signing. But we knew a lot of time before the club announced it.
Do you know what it is? His sources, right? So X's sources, right, are very similar to the tabloids, right? Because I have a bit of an insight. I'm trying to give you a bit of insight.
Just 1 second, right? I'm not having the fact that he's making educated guesses.
No.
I'm not having that. There is someone inside the club leaking information.
But I tell you how it works. It's not just one. It's not one source.
No.
It's not. It's several different people, and this is what I'm saying. It's the same way. So say the Mail or the Mirror, right?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but the difference between X and the Mail or the Mirror or the Sun, right?
He ain't got to lie. He don't want to lie.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll get the same sources, reliable sources.
And then
twist the story, and they'll also make up stories. Yeah. Whereas because he's got that reputation of being reliable, because he only prints, he tells it as, and he only prints the information, right, that he gets as he gets it. But that's why the other media don't come reliable. But they're all getting the similar sources, and I know that for a fact. And I know some of the types of sources.
His cousin works in the media.
Training is, people can watch the team train, correct?
Well, I fucking can't, because I tried to go out there several times.
We went out,
But people get in to see the training. People have seen the training. Now, when teams train, they train with a team that they're going to put out. Barring any last-minute injuries or anything like that. So it's easy to pick up the information.
All right, let's put it a different way then, right? The fact that it's coming out of the club.
That's what I'm saying. It's not him what he's doing. This is what I said on my show on the West Ham Week.
The fact that it's coming out of the club.
Yeah, that is it. That is the problem. Yeah. But it's no different to when you
suppose everybody has a
stories
similar sort of thing
of these famous people with this problem they've got and that problem they've got. There's people there who are willing to sell their souls to earn a couple of quid.
But it's not just people who work directly for the club. This is what I said on my show as well, right? So, for example, West Ham, say the scout, we have a scouting network, right?
Yeah.
So all them the signings wasn't just Husilos, right?
Yeah.
It was players, people recommending players to West Ham, and then they'd work with them a bit more. So it's also these people coming along, leaking information, or it'll be an agent. A player's agent will come and say, because they want to drum
It's
up
no
something.
different to an agent turning around and saying to a media source, can you print a story saying that Manchester United are interested in my player so we can get a new contract?
The thing is, mate,
but I don't
use
think
these people as much as these people use the club.
I don't think there's a massive problem in X tweeting out 4 hours before a game what he thinks.
The only thing I get a bit confused about, like I don't give a shit. I really couldn't give a shit about the leaks and all that sort of stuff. I like to read them because, as I say, we want to get videos prepared and things like that. So there's times when, you know, we're interested in a player and we can sort of like make a video about a player and he never fucking signs for us. You know, we've got you know, we've got videos of like Lacazette, say for instance.
But the point of what we do, we drive debate.
Debate, yeah. But like, and this is why I'm driving this debate, like, would it not be like, even from a club point of view, like making money or keeping these things secret, right? So wouldn't they, like, just for instance, right, we was signing someone for West Ham Fan TV, and like, say for instance, we went out and got James Corden, like we come into a load of money and all of a sudden, like, we've signed an exclusive deal that James Corden is coming to work on West Ham TV, right? And I'm like, Dan, this is fucking massive. This is huge. I want like a massive, extravagant fucking social media piece. I want a reveal piece. Like, I want it to go viral and all that. And like an hour before all this goes, or a day before all this goes, Ryan goes, "Yeah, we signed James Corden." It's already done. It's already signed.
That was the problem with Jack Sullivan. What he used to do. Do you remember? They used to announce the players.
That's the same thing. I'm not just talking about X. There's lots of these people. I'm just saying like that. But like, don't you think that's bad from a club's point of view? Because like,
it's
they spend all these money on like these PR videos and stuff like that, and they want these things to go viral. They want it to be big, and it drives traffic to their site and all that. And like, you know what I mean? Like, as I said, imagine all that. You spent all this money to produce. I've paid you like 10 grand to go and produce this fucking wonderful artsy video, and someone's gone, yeah, he's already signed. He'll be revealed tomorrow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, what a fucking damp squid, like.
Of course it is,
Is it damp squid or damp squib?
Squib.
What is a squib?
I don't know what it's damp, whatever it is. But no, I get what you're saying there, and it does take the luster. But the problem is, and this is the society we're in, we have to know everything all the time, straight away. You know,
the only problem I have with it, the only thing I find a bit cringy about it all is the fact that they fucking sit there blagging about who the fuck said it first. Who gives a fuck who said it first?
Yeah.
But then that's what he built his reputation on. And that's why he's got 50,000 fucking followers, I suppose.
Yeah. But that's exactly, come to my thing, and it's just like all the tabloids do it. The Sun, the news stories that the Sun broke, we broke the story.
They're always bad.
But so it's your reputation. So people go, well, he's always spot on. I'm going to.
But going back to the question, does it harm the club?
I don't think it really
does.
Nah. I don't think it harms the club so much.
Not the time frame that he puts it out.
2 or 3 days beforehand, players are finding out they're not playing.
I think it makes the club look a bit.
The thing I find a bit odd about like media, and we've got Vijesh is trying to get out of here, but the thing I find a bit odd about of like relationships between clubs and media, right, is that like I went to West Ham this year, and I said to them, look, can we get some media access to like get into press conferences so we can sort of like break this news as it goes, send down there with cameras and whatever to try and like, you know, drive stuff to our site as well as like, rather than rehashing it from the Mirror or anyone that's there or whatever. And they're like, nah, sorry, right? Now, I'm a bit butthurt about that, right? Because I give a fucking lot of time and effort to help them out, the club, like when they was having problems with like making, and people were it's gonna all be rehashed and all that, you know what I mean? But I put my own time and effort in going to there, fucking sitting there and discussing with them and trying to help them out in like for no money, for no reward for myself other than, you know, this is how you're going to give the fans a better experience, yeah? And I spent hours travelling and all this, right? Like, in excess, I've been to like 4 or 5 meetings to try and like make it a little bit better, And like, all of a sudden, I just like, chat me in the back of the room. They're like, no, sorry, we can't.
But that's
but right, you then get the Sun or the Mirror, right, or the Mail or the Express or something. West Ham, disgraceful, splashing all this shit around, lies. They lie about the club, and they let them wander in there. Like, I don't understand it. Like,
at the end of the day, when we criticise the club, the board, or a player,
I tell the truth.
It's because we care for the club. We care for the team. The Mirror, the Sun, and all that. They do it to sell papers.
They will slander the club and they will lie and tarnish the club's reputation. Where we tell the truth about the club and from a way that we want it to get better, they just want to sell papers and go, like I said, taxpayer stadium, this, that, and the other, right?
But that is it. People criticise platforms like ours for being negative or like having a go at the club. But like you said, they still allow Sky, the Sun, the Mirror. All them people.
I don't think they've got a lot of scope on the Sky.
No. I'm just saying these people are allowed in, and they, like you said, they will make up any shit story to sell a paper.
But that's what I mean. Some fans, like there are some people out there that will slag off what we do, right, and say how detrimental it is to the club, but then will pick up the Sun happily, read about West Ham in the Sun, and buy it and pay their money, and that's all right. Like it's
right. Thank you very much for joining us for this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint. We're happy Hammers this week. Check out all the fan cams and all that stuff that went up yesterday. There'll be more content coming out during the week as we look forward to the preview against Chelsea and the game against Chelsea at the London Stadium next weekend, and there'll be content going up all the way through. Go and follow us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV, Facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV, Instagram,
been on it
at West Ham Fan TV, Snapchat now. We even done a Snapchat the other day. One Snapchat,
yeah, that was he Snapchatted me. Surprisingly,
I sat there. I've never really used it. Laughing about the filters, didn't I?
Yeah.
For about half an hour. I wouldn't move. I was just flicking through the filters, just laughing at the
That's why you didn't get in until 3 o'clock.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But thanks very much for joining us.
Big thanks to the.
Big thanks to the restaurant that we're in. One thing left to say, boys.
Yes.
Come on, your eyes. What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV, back once again for another. Well, no, that's not how I normally.
No, that's what was that?
Is it? I forgot how I started.
Yeah, well, we're West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint show, the only post-match pint show.
No, I don't say show, man. I don't know why people say show. That's ridiculous.
We said it is a post-match pint show in the second.
But you don't say, "Oh, welcome to this morning's show" or "Welcome to fucking."
That's true. Yeah.
Like, you don't have to add show on the end. Everyone knows a fucking show.